Welcome class of 2029, because that will be the year that you graduate from high school. So every day you will need to bring materials with you, and the materials that you need is a dedicated math only notebook, only to have math done in it. You're going to be taking copious amounts of notes this year, along with doing your math practice within this notebook, and it keeps everything in one spot, organized, and that you don't have to be searching for missing loose paper that you did your work on to show your evidence to be graded. So it can be a composition notebook, it can be a spiral notebook, whatever your family's preference is fine. It does not, not everyone has to have the same looking notebook. It's whatever you prefer to do your work in. It's just got to be only specific to math. You're going to probably go through a few of these math notebooks this school year. Also bringing something to write with, whatever is what you prefer, which is either a pencil or a mechanical pencil. If you bring a mechanical pencil, let's be responsible, as all Mac Panthers are expected to be, by having lead in case you run out of lead, as well as if you are bringing a pencil, make sure that you have a sharpener to sharpen your pencil with. Also, make sure you bring your laptop every day. We would like you to be bringing your chargers. However, it is a Mac student's responsibility to have a routine every evening of charging your laptop at home and making sure that you arrive to school with it charged. Another thing to be successful in this classroom that you will need is wired headphones. Wired headphones can be picked up pretty inexpensively anywhere in town. I often refer students to the dollar store because those headphones are very inexpensive, but also work great with the school issued laptops. And if you happen to lose it, you're only out $1.50. When I speak with you in class, in order to get the class's attention, I'll start counting down from 5, looking for these key things that you see here on the screen. Also, when I am not teaching and you're working in collaborative groups, you can use table talk of 2 or less. When you enter into my classroom, you will always be given respect. It's not a thing that's earned in my class, because as Mac Panthers, we're all supposed to be respectful, safe, and responsible. So it's same for me. I will always respect you in my classroom. And I always ask, if I have not disrespected you, please do not display disrespect as a reaction to your own behavior. My classroom motto is very simple: effort is everything. We are all on our own personal journey in our mathematical aptitude and in our understanding in math. Not everyone's the same. Some of us are going to be a little ahead of others. Some of us are going to be behind, mainly because we might not have received all the information we needed when we were in our previous grades. So if you are showing effort, you will never fail my class. Just remember, effort is always everything in my classroom. Oops. Respect privacy and your rights. No one has the right to interfere with anyone else's learning, and it is my job as your teacher to make sure that you are not interfering with anyone's learning and they are not interfering with yours. If this happens to occur, that person who has interfered with someone else's learning will be spoken to privately concerning items that are considered confidential, because this is not conversations that I have with you in class. I will respect you as a student, and remember, disrespect is not tolerated in the classroom at any time, and interfering with the learning of others is being disrespectful to their time. Here are a few reminders for our McLaughlin students. Respect others' comments, opinions, and ideas. We don't have to agree with them. We don't even have to like them, but we do have to respect them and what individuals have to say. You must always follow along when we do lessons together in class. This is not optional. You are in school and you are sent by your guardians or your parents for you to improve your learning. And so with that in mind, you need to make sure that you're doing your best to focus. You must complete your tasks, work on time, no exceptions. You must stay in your seat unless you have permission to move from the teacher. A student will not leave the classroom, meaning using the restroom or going to the office, during teacher-led instruction time. When it's the student's personal time, like when you're doing your practice work, then you can do so, or during a brain break. As you know, at McLaughlin, students are not allowed to use the restroom during the first 10 and the final 10 minutes of class. So please don't ask, because I'm not allowed to let you out. So let's not forget that the materials you need every day in math are a dedicated math notebook, something to write with, your laptop, some wired headphones, and possibly your charger if you for some reason are afraid that you did not charge it completely the night before. I do not provide these items to you. As you know, as MAC Panthers, we must be safe, respectful, and responsible, and this is part of your responsibility as a student. So entering and exiting the classroom protocol is basically you stand against the wall right below the stairs up to the door to my classroom. We will not use the ramp because there's a classroom on the other side of us and they are the ones that use the ramp. When you exit the classroom, you'll exit the same way you came in by using the stairs. Your backpacks will be placed on the back of your chair or under your desk, not in the aisles, because people will be moving and walking around the classroom to get their notes checked off or their practice checked on, or I may be walking through and we do not want to have any incidents where someone hurts themselves. You can leave the classroom during non-instructional times. You would use a smart pass, grab the appropriate vest, and let the teacher know. At the end of class, I will let you know when it's time to gather your items, but when I do tell you, you'll be expected to push in your chair and stand behind it. Once everybody has done this and are quiet, then that signals to me as your teacher that you're ready, you have all your stuff gathered, and you're be excused to your next class. It would be helpful for you to be responsible and remember to look around your desk to ensure that you did not leave anything behind, like scrap paper or pencils. All students will exit the class respectfully by using the stairs. Once again, remember that the restroom will not be used during instructional time. Make sure you make a smart pass, wear the correct vests. Do not forget our school policy on cell phones must always be in backpacks. And it is not my responsibility to police your restroom usage. You are young, very young adults, or emerging adult, as I would like to say. So you know when you can use and not use the restroom. However, if it does become something that seems to be abused or you take too much time, then we'll have to discuss other avenues or possibly not using the restroom in this classroom, because we have to be mindful of others that might need to use it as well. Technology uses. Laptops are school property. Unofficial use of laptops is a violation of the school district policy. Please don't forget that the district does track all technology usage, not just yours, but also teachers as well. This is not a secret. We know that they're always looking at what we're all doing. So viewing non-academic sites for non-academic reasons is a violation of the district policy. Do not use the laptop camera to take any photos or screenshots of anyone in the classroom, because this would be a violation of student privacy, and it could be a safety concern for some. What you view during instruction can be viewed by your teacher. So make sure that you're doing only appropriate things that are math related on your laptop. Yeah. Sorry about that. So cell phone usage. As you know, we're not allowed to use cell phones in the school, so it needs to be in your backpack. If you need a calculator, you should buy one. Of course, you can always use a calculator through your laptop, but for some students, it's much easier for them to purchase one. If you are to purchase one, these little ones that you can buy at the dollar store are perfect. You're never going to be doing intense calculations at 7th grade that are going to require anything more than just a little 9-digit, 10-digit simple calculator that can just add, subtract, multiply, and divide. However, if you want to take the extra step and purchase one that is a little more complicated, that might help you next year in math, I would suggest a TI-30X or just a regular Casio. These right now would run you in the store between $15 to $20. You can get them at Walmart, at Target, or even Rite Aid or Walgreens. But these little ones right here are perfectly fine that you can use or buy at the dollar store. So what do we do when the teacher is giving instruction? Well, when the teacher is talking, students are not talking. If you are, it's going to be perceived as disrespectful, because let's not forget, a student responsibility when a teacher is instructing is to be focusing and giving 100% attention to the teacher. Please do not blurt out information out loud. This is not acceptable because it would also be distracting to other students. Only talk when the teacher recognizes you or if you raise your hand to be called upon. Do not leave the classroom during teacher instruction because you would miss out on valuable information. However, there are cases where maybe you have to leave because it's an emergency. Those will be allowed, of course. Classwork, the teacher respects your time beyond the school day. I will always allow class time for tasks or practice work to be done. Task work not finished becomes homework by your student choice. Whenever we have any emergency drills, as like a fire drill, we all know that we line up behind the teacher and we follow in a line, and you will follow me to where we're supposed to be safely waiting for us to be allowed back into the building. There's no partner walking because I have to be able to see who is right and who is right behind each other. So if you partner walk, I can't see on the other side of both two people to see where the rest of the class is at. There's no messing around regardless of what other classes are doing. Your parents are ensuring, or your guardians are sending you to school and trusting in me as your teacher to make sure that you're always safe at all times. And this is what I do not mess around with, because I want to feel 100% safe as long as helping you guys feel safe, so that your parents know that you are always in good care with me as your teacher. If we do a lockdown, the blinds will be closed, the door is always locked. We're going to sit on the ground below the clock near my desk. So what happens if you are absent? It is your responsibility to find out what you missed. And how can you find out what you missed? Well, basically, I release a weekly tasks of what we're doing that week every Monday. So you can access it online, you can access it through your phone, and you will be able to always do whatever it was that you missed. I do live sessions in class where I teach the lesson, but I also provide videos for anyone who is absent so that they don't fall behind. So since I am putting 100% on you to be able to do this, because you are now at 7th grade and you're able to manage that for yourself. If you end up having complications with that, I can work with you and your family. However, that is the expectation. Thank you, and that concludes our welcome presentation for the class of 2029.